Welcome back to Sharp Edge News TV. Hit the like if you really love that intro music like me. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. We're back at it again. We have some interesting stories that we've captured that we want to give you some special report on today. Without any further ado, let's all welcome the chief editor, the editor-in-chief, the high chief, the publisher of SharpEdge News Report, High Chief Oladimeji Abitogun. Welcome, sir.
Good to be back with you, Ola. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our viewers, wherever they may be.
Awesome.
We want to thank you for always choosing to be with us at all times. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We do not take it for granted that you are sparing quality time and resources to give us this support. Thank you indeed.
Absolutely. All right. So without any further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. Chief, if you can tell us, we have a special report today from SharpEdgeNews.com. Segun Olatunji, where's Segun Olatunji? What's going on with this story?
Thank you very much. This is a matter that calls for concern. This is a season when everyone who pays a particular attention to the constitutionally protected of the place of journalists concerning our project on democracy, not just in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, and the hallowed place reserved for news hands, for people who gather and disseminate news in real time. Segun Olatunji, until when he went missing last week, for more than a week now, he just did not walk out of his house. He just didn't get missing like that. According to family sources, Segun Olatunji was having a nice time with the family one evening, and then some people allegedly dressed in military uniform came and then decided that they should be taken away. And why this should be of concern, like I said earlier on, is that if indeed these were military personnel, military operatives, if indeed they were Nigerian security or state officials, they should speak up, and they must let the world know the reason why Mr. Segun Olatunji is being held as a preferred guest at this moment. But knowing Nigeria for what it is at the moment, no one can be so certain. Last week, in our introductory remarks, I said, no journalist can pretend to know everything. And tonight, we do not want to wear that kind of pretentious toga and say that we know the whereabouts of Mr. Segun Olatunji. Mr. Segun Olatunji, at the time too, was a reporter. He was a professional journalist with the Punch newspaper before he moved to his current place as the editor of the first online news publication. Nobody can say, as of now, whatever sensitive story he was covering, whatever he must have done, would make him a guest of interest to the state, to the Nigerian state. We do not know. So we call on the government of Nigeria to speak up. If they know anything about his whereabouts, we call on military authorities in Nigeria to speak up. If indeed he is with them, they need to, because this is a very sensitive period, and nobody should want to do anything that would tinker with the Nigerian journey concerning democracy. Because things issues like this, when people mess with, we are not saying that journalists are not to be, are not touchable, but we say there must be justifiable reasons under law, not when they are doing, when they are performing their lawful duties. No, nobody should do that. When a country begins to do this, tamper with the uh, rights of professionals to report, to disseminate information, to educate, to entertain, then that country should understand that it is derailing. And journalists are no threat to anybody. We just want to make sure that we have an informed society. And you would notice, even in some places, within certain space in Nigeria, journalists are not allowed to practice without being unduly controlled and censored for no just reason. No modern society should operate this way. Mm? And the authorities in Nigeria are taking these things for granted. Yes, they want everybody to take Nigeria as a very serious place for investment, a very serious place when it comes to the destiny of Black people all over the world. Certainly, this cannot really be one of those things that recommend us as a serious people. Even in the course of looking for the whereabouts of Mr. Segun Olatunji, you find out that more than 100 students that were recently kidnapped in Kaduna State were purportedly rescued from their captives, kidnappers, terrorists, bandits, whatever name Nigeria loves to give to these people, because they love to dress them up as if they are responsible. They are not responsible people. And interestingly, the governor of Kaduna State, Mr. Obasanjo, has come out to frown at the people demonstrating undue interest as to what exchanged behind the scenes in guaranteeing, in making sure that these children were returned or reunited with their parents, guardians, the civilized society. He doesn't want anybody asking questions, but questions will be asked. Yes. They have said it is nobody's business. He wants to live as an island in the amongst the human race, human family. Good luck to him if that is his choice. But we would always ask questions. These are the responsible questions Nigerians ask, because Nigeria cannot be double-faced. Apparently, the president, Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, would say that, Nigerians will not negotiate with terrorists, will not pay ransom and all that. We want to know if ransom was paid. Because we look at it as a kind of incentive to continue this trade in human persons. So to say, this is what this has become in Nigeria. And if government continues to feed the rapacious appetite of these people to continue to cause this functionality and the sorrow in various homes and society, the largest society in Nigeria, we would continue to ask questions. So I don't know, like we say in Akure, the people he is talking to may not be the civilized population of Nigeria. He must be talking to squirrels and all kinds of people that are less human. Whatever he's saying is not meant for the civilized human family. Why would he talk like that? You see, when this arrogance gets into people's head because they are elected into offices and they don't think they are accountable to anybody or that they can lie and they get away with it. No, we'll tell them. We want to be mentally healthy. We love to be taken as a nation that the world is ready to do business with, and we will ask him questions. We will ask him questions. If these are reasons why journalists are being kidnapped, are being taken away, from their, from their families. Every responsible person must hold them to account. And I call on Reporters Without Borders. I call on Committee for the Protection of Journalists. I call on Nigerian Union of Journalists, Association of Black Journalists in America, everywhere, International Press Institute. We should rise to this occasion. And our colleagues, friends, associates all over Nigeria, everywhere in the world, must demand the return of Mr. Segun Olatunji to his family.
All right. Thank you so much for that. This is crazy. It's just crazy, you know. Accountability. Even if, because I'm hearing that you're saying potentially this is some kind of arrest, but at least can they let the public know?
We really don't know. We really don't know if this is an arrest because all kinds of stuff happen in Nigeria. Here, when we wear military garb, say the camouflage or the fatigue military stuff in America, that is protected by free speech amendment in America. We are protected to do that, to express our solidarity for the military. In Nigeria, you do that, the military will be whooping you like, whooping the daylight out of you as if you have committed some unspeakable crime. And so you don't also blame them for doing that. You drive a tainted, a vehicle with tainted glass in Nigeria, you may be in trouble if you are not given. Those things remotely do not have anything to do with the spike in kidnappings and terrorism in Nigeria. It is the tendency of the military in Nigeria to want to pretend that they are masters. And so we do not know if they were the people who came into the household of Mr. Segun Olatunji and took him away. We do not know for a fact because people could have operated under that guise to kidnap him. We pray for his safety. We call on whoever is holding him to speak up and let him be reunited with his family and the rest of the civilized society.
All right, thank you for that. Do us a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow so you're notified whenever we drop videos. All right, we will see you in about 20 seconds. All right, welcome back. How fake news threatened my 40-year-old marriage. Lai Mohammed reveals. There's a report here on the, Vanguard. It says the immediate past Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has recounted how fake news on social media almost crashed his 40-year marriage. I'm going to jump to his actual words. He said, permit me to share publicly with you today, for the first time, how social media threatened the foundation of my 40-year-old marriage. It was sometime in 2018 when I came to Lagos from Abuja for an official assignment. As usual, I retired to bed about midnight, but about 3 a.m., my wife gently roused me from my slumber. At first, I panicked, fearing that there had been a security breach, but my wife's mind bellied that possibility, for she was calm and composed, the ex-minister said. He continued, solemnly, my wife asked me if I was fully awake as there was some serious issues to discuss. I could not fathom what was the urgent or serious to warrant being woken up at this time of the night. My mind immediately did a kaleidoscope of my rascalities and escapades in the last few months. Mohammed said the accusation from his wife was a bombshell. Narrated to him in Yoruba language, it's, okay, Daddy, death can come knocking at any moment. This is the wife talking. Please let me also, as your wife, be a signatory to your overseas account in Ali Financial, which contains $1.3 billion. The minister said he could not believe that his wife could take hook, line, and sinker the fake story in circulation anyway. The point is that the wife is asking about This money where you get for overseas, according to some reports, let us have some share. But anyway, this is his case that he's making to regulate social media. You know, he's been talking about this for a while. What is your take on this, Chief?
Thank you very much, Ola. My sympathies with the Lai Mohammed's families, if indeed this happened. But I doubt if it really happened. Because, yes, um, Lai Mohammed, and I do not just want to pun on his name, he's one of the menacing, most dangerous individuals that has minded the control of information and the free flow of information in the history of Nigeria. Yes, he is just, I suspect, and I'm not saying, this is just my opinion. You know,
Right.
he recently signed a deal with an American company concerning this so-called thing on fake news. Something so amorphous, something so nebulous, something so abstract, you know, a phenomenon that you cannot put a finger on. You know, Mr. Lai Mohammed, to me, does not really have that credible place as somebody that is creatively engaged. Although a lawyer, some people will testify to the fact that he's been a brilliant lawyer, a good strategist politically, but that is just it. I believe that he is just
That's
trying to
about it. That's all you're
yes,
gonna give him.
see, I believe Lai Mohammed is somebody that must be held to account. Nigerians should demand, as of necessity, that all the billions of naira that this guy committed to trying to shut down new media, online journalism, to also paint the issue of misinformation, disinformation, and all that, which the government is the chief, the most guilty party, not just in terms of propaganda that is based on outright falsehood, but making sure that information is controlled in such a way that it could, it could convey and portend economic harm to the society. This is the man that is now saying all this. I believe that he is just setting this up as his launch pad for the contract, the deal that he has sealed with that American company or that American group. You will remember that the genesis of whatever is called fake news started from Donald Trump in America during the presidential race against Hillary Clinton. Everything, including his what's it called, escapade on tape, where he said he could grab the push of a woman, do all kinds of stuff, stand in the middle of Manhattan, shoot somebody, and nothing will happen, which he has continued to do. That was the beginning. Anytime Donald Trump was held to account, that attempt was made to hold him to account, to make him accountable by journalists. Donald Trump was always the one shouting, "Oh, it's fake news," even when he knew that the truth about him was being exposed. And we have continued in that circle. That was the page that Lai Mohammed plagiarized and acted out in Nigeria. What a shame. He has not seen good communicators, good public figures like Barack Obama, people who expanded the frontiers of public engagement between government and citizens. He could only copy nonsense from a fake individual like Donald Trump. And that is what is fostered on Nigeria. He is just, I suspect, that he is just turning this story out in order for his deal with those American people that have paid him, to have traction. This is just what it is. And this is what I suspect it must be. Lai Mohammed, he should be held account for the billions that that got wasted in the names of organizing workshops, all kinds of stupid seminars on fake news and what have you. What is that? I
So
mean,
he's running workshops on fake news, on how to copy fake news.
he probably that is what he's probably doing. But when he was in
Oh, okay.
office as Minister of Information, that was his pastime. Every
Right.
opportunity he had, even when he and his boss, Muhammadu Buhari, the then president, went after Twitter, when they went after Nigerian youths, whether during SARS, I mean, for which we suspect several youths were gunned down at Lekki
Right.
Tollgate in
Like it
Lagos.
all gets. Yeah.
Yeah, they continue to be in denial. They are maintaining um, this what's it called? This deniability that is not sustainable because the world knows it happened live on camera. This is the man who did everything to hide the truth, who painted everybody all kinds of stuff that is talking about his marriage going into bunkers. Yes. How
um,
about him putting Nigeria on fire with his fake stuff and always causing pandemonium? This is somebody who sold Nigerians dummy. If anybody is guilty of trafficking in fake news and pushing fake narratives, Lai Mohammed is number one.
number
All
one,
the
eh?
dummy, all whatever they push down the throat of Nigerians to bring the Buhari accident upon all of us, home and abroad. He's not regretting that. He still wants to continue to expand the frontiers of his fakery. Good luck to him.
Let me read some of these Twitter comments to you. Somebody said, Lai Mohammed hates fake news. Tinubu hates drugs. IBD hates customs. Shocking tales.
Yeah,
Another person,
paradox, irony.
right. Another person says, save us your black propaganda, Lai Mohammed. It smacks of hypocrisy to see Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the doing of fake news and black propaganda in Nigeria, especially in this Fourth Republic, lying through his teeth that fake news nearly destroyed his marriage of 40 years.
Nothing happened to his marriage. It's just crazy. It's setting up a
I even have
pin.
I have a quick question around that. Let me
Yes,
finish
sir.
this comment. So I said last time we checked, Alhaji Lai Mohammed has more than 4 wives. Oh, that was going to be my question. So which of his 4 wives threatened to leave him over alleged illicit proceeds from corruption stashed in foreign account? That was going to be my question. Funny enough, I didn't see. I had to click more to see the rest of it.
All I like they
Doesn't
would
he
say,
have like 4 wives?
I don't know for sure.
We don't know. Okay.
Yeah, he's a practicing Muslim that I know, but I do not know if he has embraced that. For he may not have committed a crime, but for him to now, I mean, by ruling by the late Justice Dr. Timothy Akinola Aguda, yeah, so long the marriage contracted through registry subsist and is not dragging any other woman before the registry under common law. Yeah, he's allowed to acquire as many wives
Of course.
as he may.
You can take care of.
Yes, and all these people have enjoyed themselves with Nigeria's resources. What would they not do? We even remember one from Oyo State, a minister under Buhari too, who was dropped, I think, after the first term. Who, see, long list of wives, but for him to appear like a true Muslim, whenever it was exceeding number 4 wife, he would technically render the number 4 wife redundant and marry a new one. It was while he was, the last time he tried to stage that kind of theater, your people almost lynched him, and he did not show up there. It was his younger brother that went to help him to take the youngest wife. Yeah. So many people like that who pretended to be faithful Muslims and true Nigerians paraded the corridors of power during the reign of Muhammadu Buhari. And I'm telling you real news. It is not fake. So you are looking for personification of a fakery. Trafficking in fake news. Knock on the door of Lai Mohammed. I
Okay.
pity the American financiers that have sent this guy on this kind of errand that leads to nowhere. Nigerians will
Okay.
not listen to him. He doesn't have that credibility. He lacks integrity.
Okay. Let's see. Let's move on from this. Let us know what your thoughts are, please. You're watching Sharp Edge News TV. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We'll be back in 20 seconds. All right, welcome back. We're about to talk about Donald Trump and his new girlfriend, Candace Owens. College dropout Candace Owens. Shocking declaration. Trump better for black people. In fact, let me play this video, and I'm also going to read two comments that came to our last video on this topic, so that you can put them all together. Let's see. We have. We have. Let me play this. Hold on one second. Let's see. Aha. There you go. This is what she said.
Solutions. You are literally advocating for the government to come into your check and take more money from you.
Lord, that makes so. But how were people better under Trump though? Like what are some things that you can point to?
Well, I mean, like I said, common sense. Everybody was living better under Trump, but just in terms of the environment for people that were entrepreneurial, definitively one of the first things he did was he started slashing regulations, like, slashing these barriers that prevent people who want to go into business from starting a business, because they learned that there's all of these government agencies that are, you got to get this in place, you got to get this in place, you have to get, this license. That's government agencies that are actually standing between you and starting a company. And so on his very first day, he was just like cutting regulations left and right, saying throw this one out, throw this one out, throw this one out, which freed up the markets. At the end of the day, what I am is I'm a free market capitalist. Free the markets, allow people to compete fairly, stop allowing the government to stop people or de-incentivize them from creating new jobs. I'll give you an example. A cousin of mine wanted to start a food truck. Great, awesome. Would love for you to do that.
All right, we'll get the gist. She's gonna literally try to say that, she's gonna say that Trump is better. Now, let me read the comments from our last shows for you, so you can put them all together and tell us what your own updated ideas. Maybe you've changed your mind to follow Trump. I don't know, but we'll find out in a second. Shout out to Daniel Oblinga. I don't know. He said anybody that actually watched his rally. If you remember, last we talked about Trump's warning, bloodbath prediction if election results don't favor him, right? So this person is replying to that. I said anybody that actually watched this rally knows that what he said referred to the downfall of the auto industry in the USA if Biden's electric car mandate is to stand. The animal statement he made was referring to the brutal gang MS-13 before as asinine videos like this one are made. Do your homework. Perpetuating the idiotic mainstream media narrative will get you nowhere. Another person said that's easy. First thing Trump will do is call his boss Putin for further instructions. This was in reply to House GOP wonders who will talk to Donald Trump if he returns to the office. Anyway, what are your thoughts, though, so far as a quick update on this topic? They say we didn't do our own work.
Well, that person, pitchable as his opinion might be, I suspect is trying to take us for granted on the amount of research, the amount of contextual details that go into the work we do here. So if anybody has not done either homework, certainly not us. And anyway, we thank him or her for this opinion that is given for free. Then for the person who said he will be calling Putin, I do not have any disagreement about that. But for the individual that is trying to set Donald Trump up as somebody that is for free market and all that.
Candace Owens.
Yes. I sharply disagree with that view because I remember when I was to start my own business initiative in America here. Donald Trump was not even in office. He was not in office, and I had only $10, and I walked up to the U.S. bank at Roe Park in Kansas City, Wyandotte County, and the business account was opened for me, and they gave me a tax ID. Later, when I inherited some $4,000 from my father's estate, your grandfather's estate in Nigeria, when that money was sent to me, I used it to boost whatever I had doing. So it is not true that before Donald Trump came, that there were all kinds of hindrances, hurdles, that there were encumbrances. That is not true, at least from my own personal experience. America, whether under Democrats or Republicans, is a free market economy. And to want to paint Democrats as a socialist, Republicans as socialists, it is all a ruse. America's central objective, core objective, remains one, whether Republicans or Democrats are in power, which is why people like us will remain independent. That said, I suspect people will do all kinds of stuff to repackage Donald Trump. But Donald Trump must be analyzed and appreciated on his own words, on his own terms. I insist, and my mind has not changed. He portends a serious and present danger for the civilized world. This is somebody who has said actively he will encourage Putin to do anything to NATO countries. This is somebody who continues to praise the nonsense that happened under Adolf Hitler. This is somebody who kisses up to no one other than the worst despotic and dictatorial figures all over the world. So these people, they will get whatever they want so long they can rig the system. It's not just about rigging elections and disagreeing and rejecting the results of credible elections in America, which Donald Trump has now perfected, which is what people like this, I don't even know the black person that is so fascinated about the vision of subjugation or slavery or segregation all over. Those are the people, there is always this slave in the inner chambers of the slave owners. They always feel like they are better than the slaves who live right in the cabin. So, yeah, this is the mentality you are seeing in some of these people, especially people in our community, African Americans, African immigrants, who are fixated on the idea that Donald Trump could make anybody greater, make the society better or greater than it was. What was the greatness in the society then? It's a project in progress. America is always a project in progress. And I do not think that Donald Trump would contribute anything. More than 91 felonies, treasonable charges here and there. And that is the person somebody says people should support. Yeah. So he is fast unraveling. The lies he told about having so much money, loads of money. You see that all the bubble is coming. It's a mirage. So people should just get serious about this. And to continue to use well-tried tactics that Donald Trump is known for over the ages, over the years, it's going to be a futile effort. Delay the process, delay the process, delay the process. I know that justice in America will roar, and he is going to be given. I mean, he will be served the dish that he deserves, as a matter of what the law says. America is a place for constitutional democracy, no place for strong men with weak institutions. Rather, strong institutions with all of us being equal before the law. That is why Donald Trump may end up as a failure. That is just my opinion.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for the comment. Whoever left that comment, feel free to counter that. We'll continue to engage the conversation. It is what it is. But me, I got popcorn. I'm looking from the sides. This is going to be more interesting than I thought. It's looking more interesting by the day. But yeah, hit that like button, share.
Yeah, I don't know why any civilized person would not be bothered that this person has gone down in court for molesting a woman sexually. He disagrees that it's no rape. Yes, fine, whatever the technicality. But nobody should be allowed to get away with all this. Yes,
the system will get him, you know.
That's it.
Yeah, the system will get him.
Yeah, this is not a matter of a personal opinion anymore.
I think majority of us fantasize about the system just not even allowing him to run in 2016 in the first place, right?
Yes.
So we're here. So at this point, we're just going to watch.
Whether in Nigeria or in America, you know, as they say, the law is there for everybody to have the right on.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know what that means? They said the law.
Right now, they already said he can't find $400 million to pay the civil lawsuit judgment.
That's why I told you he's told this narrative all his life, and you know he was even running sessions on how to beat the system, how to declare bankruptcy and all that. Something is being in for. I mean, that is known to have
but Chief,
6 times.
Chief, some would argue that he's just a good businessman. He knew how to beat that system, and that's what it was. And when it was time, when it was time for him to save the world, he put himself on the line so that he can find out all the ways he's been beating the system up to that point. For him to survive in New York City, we have to kind of give him some kind of credit for becoming a billionaire. But even for losing all of the billions, we have to give him some kind of credit for that in the name of saving people.
Please, see, he has never even been a billionaire. You had a billionaire around you before in our extended family.
We're not going to cap that Donald Trump is a regular person on the streets now.
Please, let me make this point. Is this the way Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York, is this the way he goes around bragging about his billions? Is this the way
Donald Trump can still enter the same rooms that Bloomberg enters?
Only Donald Trump.
Am I wrong about that?
You said what?
Donald Trump still enters the same rooms, if not bigger rooms, than Bloomberg. Is that not correct?
Not true. That is not true. He's never comfortable amongst the club of real billionaires. It's never. Only the people like Donald Trump and Jimo Ibrahim in Nigeria will be boasting about the billions they don't really have.
He worked to a certain point until he became president. But
because it's a lie. Why is it that people say that falsehood can travel for millions of years? One day take off by truth. It will transit falsehood. And that is what we have seen.
Nigerians will say, if it's easy, run them. Why is it that you and I are not on the streets talking about we're billionaires and suddenly we can enter any room, even become the president of the United States? Is that how easy it is?
Well, the truth of the matter is that if you want to go for it the authentic way.
Just lie to people that I'm a billionaire and then run for president.
No. Go for it the authentic way. You want to lie your way through. I pray that Donald Trump will not die of rejection, what do you call it? Depression and insanity at the end of his life. Just watch out. Somebody predicted that. I think some theater critic was it in a Washington Post or Washington Times? But somebody predicted it actually years back. And now that this is happening, the way he's been, the way he is being exposed. That person has revisited that article that did he not say this, and that is what is going to be the place of Donald Trump in history. Just need to catch up with it.
Let
The
me
law
say
will
this.
contain it.
If it's such a bad option or alternative, or to the old man Biden, if it's such a bad alternative, right? I think the system has done a terrible job at weeding him out. So, at this
Ola,
point, let me say this. Let me finish, right? If we don't at least acknowledge that he's going to grow more wings because he's clearly connecting with a base, and he's going to take that office again. If we are not at least willing to acknowledge that.
When you draw this kind of conclusion, you are not also looking at the way the system is already, especially voters within Republican Party. Look at the number of people who rejected him on the ballot in the primary in state of Kansas last week, more than about 22%. In the state of Ohio, 18%, and so on and so forth. The 5 states that held their primaries. Yes,
we're not hearing that news. How come we're not seeing that news?
You Google it. That is
no. I know the news is available. What I'm saying is that the news of where he won was louder. He's doing something that we need to acknowledge and face it.
Either when what this portends is that certain elements within Republican Party would rather vote for Joe Biden than have this kind of loose cannon in the presidency.
Okay,
anymore.
We'll see. Yes. Yeah. I'll let you have the last word. I'll leave it at that. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. You're watching Sharp Edge News TV. We'll be back in 20 seconds. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Okuoma ambush. Troops recover decomposing heart of killed by soldiers. Let me see. Let me just read this short excerpt for you. Troops of the Nigerian military conducting search and rescue operations in Okuoma community in Ughelli local government area for the killers of 18 officers and soldiers of the Nigerian army have recovered the decomposing hearts of some of the killed soldiers while the manhunt continues. Director of Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba, who made this known on Friday, stated that the body parts of the soldiers were recovered during clearance operations. He said troops have continued the manhunt for the perpetrators of the barbaric killing of 18 soldiers that occurred on 14th of March 2024. According to clearance operations as well as condone and search work conducted to, among other things, recovered the weapons of the deceased soldiers. So this was still very highly trending this week. There's quite a lot going on with this situation. Okuoma has now become popular for this because some of us did not know about this community until now. Any updates you have for us on this, Chief?
Yeah, this breaks our heart. Like Rich said, sympathies to the families of fallen soldiers, heroes as they were, and also the innocent people that have been made to take the fall concerning the backlash that has come allegedly from the military trying to launch after the killers, the murderers of these gallant soldiers. That said, it frightens me to see that Nigerian authorities are not really working on the possibility of using intelligence and proper law enforcement to apprehend the killers of these soldiers. What I suspect that has been going on is this extrajudicial stuff. But the military authorities in Nigeria are denying this fact. Well, if they must be able to push through this this level of deniability as to the kind of untoward and unlawful rule of engagement being used to launch after the killers of these soldiers. Why is it that they are not allowing independent journalists, reporters, observers, fact-finding individuals to have access to that community? At the time, there was a speculation that the governor of the Delta State, the state where this unfortunate incident happened, was not even allowed to go near Okuoma or the other communities that were involved. And then there have been allegations of the military widening their dragnet to lay siege on communities in faraway places, far-flung places like communities in Bayelsa State, all in the name of looking for the killers of these soldiers. So, that said, our plea is for everybody to be reasonable at this time, because I've also had the sentiment that, why would we at SharpEdgeNewsTV.com try to say that Bola Tinubu shouldn't have issued the kind of marching order given to the military. Yes, they could maintain the posture of a serious commander-in-chief, but not to the extent of not making sure that these people do not run amok. Because Nigerians, like I said, that element of being creative in how we look for the criminals within us, that is a little bit deficient, if not totally lacking. You give that kind of blanket order, what soldiers do. They go whoop people, they kill, they do all kinds of stuff. And it's been said that there are decomposing bodies, right? Caught between shrubs and what's it called? Forests around this Okuoma community. So, who is speaking the truth here? And like philosophers and thinkers of old have said, particularly in the context of Nigeria, truth is the first casualty when there is a state of anarchy, when there is a state of war. So we do not know, and we cannot believe. Again, that takes us back to the antecedents that had been known with people like Mohammed. You never can tell when the government of Nigeria is telling the truth, and we don't know when
they're
citizens, when citizens too are exaggerating or stretching the story. We never will be able to get a true picture of this unless access is allowed for every concerned individuals to be able to know the story. But we must sharpen our intelligence and law enforcement capabilities in Nigeria the way it is now, which is why, apart from this ambush of soldiers and wanton waste of valuable lives. That is why bandits numbering over 100 will ride on bikes, invade communities, and take away people. It's the same thing that is driving this kind of tragedy. So we need to approach it all with utmost caution.
I'm gonna play this 1 minute video. I want to hear your thoughts on it with regards to this same story. Okay.
Right.
And as part of efforts to restore peace in the country, the military has declared one of the leaders of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, wanted. According to a statement by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, Mr. Ekpa and other insurgents and criminals are wanted for undermining the security of the country. Mr. Ekpa, who is number 78 on the list, has been accused of secessionist agitations under IPAB. Meanwhile, military authorities also declared 96 other persons wanted alongside Simon Ekpa, alongside him as efforts continue to track down those responsible for the murder of the military personnel who were on a peace mission in Okuoma community, Delta State. A banner of wanted suspected terrorists and their cohorts have been released, and the military says the banners will be deployed in strategic areas across the country for ease of recognition and arrest of the wanted persons.
All right. So so what is his name? Sam Ekpa or something like that. It's been declared wanted alongside with 96 other people. Is there a connection?
Suspect Sam Ekpa lives somewhere in Finland. If
Yes, that's correct.
So, yeah. I do not. You see, Nigeria needs to really strike a balance on how it goes after people with all kinds of grievances and agitations. Because if the same passion that is and emotion that they are thrown into looking for Ekpa is also thrown into how they go after bandits, people plundering vast communities and places with a solid mineral endowments all over Nigeria, they would earn everybody's accolade. I don't want to speak to the issue of Ekpa because the same way they demonized Nnamdi Kanu for the legitimate demand that the people of southeastern Nigeria should be treated with dignity and respect. I do not want to speak to the style of to the style of Ekpa because I don't want to really act in wrong conscience. That guy may have a legitimate demand. Why don't they find out more about what these people really want? Why don't they talk to them instead of just declaring them persona non grata and hanging all kinds of charges on them? So this is my take on this. It's a matter. It's a kind of political hot potato. It's a matter that we all have to be cautious about. The way they have treated Omoyele Sowore in Nigeria, the way they have treated, the way they are currently treating Nnamdi Kanu, and then I hope that is not what they are trying to do to Ekpa. I do not want to speak to his situation yet because I'm still studying it.
Okay.
But if he is inciting all kinds of reckless violence, definitely we must condemn that. We must express our objection to that. But to want to just vilify people, crucify them, apologies to Christians this Easter season, and then just make sure that they are taken to the gallows for legitimate demand. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to have the blood of innocent people on my hands. So Nigerian state must be very cautious. They must be cautious. They have rescued them, according to the governor of the Kaduna State today, about 132 school pupils. I don't know the exact figure. We had 200 plus before. But are we hearing anything about the perpetrators of the crime? Exactly. Even when you ask questions about how much was paid, if anything was paid, you are told to mind your business. That if one child was caught in that kind of a tragic situation, you will do whatever to rescue. They don't want to be accountable. No passion to bring them to justice. Now, Ekpa that lives in Finland or wherever is the one they are excited about. Now today, Nigeria is always parading one list or the other. The one, the Lagos so-called Super Court the other day, that was assisting. What was the name of this Hush Puppy? What has become of his matter? The one that embezzled.
Abakiari, right?
Yes. What has become of his matter? A statement about EPA that lives as
They might just
elsewhere.
tell him
Maybe
just lay low. They'll tell him lay low. Everything will pass away.
good luck to them. The one that embezzled the pension funds of so many people. They gave him a slap on the wrist.
You know
And
what,
he's
Chief?
enjoying.
Chief, speaking of pension, right? Let's
Yeah.
get into that, right? Do us a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and follow. And we'll be back in 20 seconds. We're about to talk about pensions, okay? All right, great. So, ex-president Obasanjo praises Otti for repealing ex-governor and deputies pension law, right? So, there's a report here, I guess, from Legit newspaper. Former Nigerian President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo criticized the practice of providing pensions to former governors and their deputies, labeling it as blatant theft and misconduct. Obasanjo made these remarks during a visit to Abia State Governor Alex Otti, where he praised Otti for abolishing laws that allowed excessive payments to former governors as retirement benefits. And the ex-president mentioned that he was watching television when news of the Abia Pension Act being repealed caught his attention. Curious, he inquired about the matter with the governor. Obasanjo hails Otti. According to Obasanjo, Otti informed him that the pension scheme for former governors in the state was deemed excessive grant. Now, as a layman, let me ask you a layman question. Governors are not entitled to pensions, retirement? What's going on here?
It's neither here nor there. When you say it's the law of the state, you want to probe the undercurrent. You want to go for the shadows and the substance. So what informed this? I think I'm tempted to agree with the former president Olusegun Obasanjo on the fact that in some places, this would appear to be a kind of a brazen theft and insensitivity to the plight of a vast majority of Nigerian voters, Nigerian taxpayers. Somebody serves a state for 8 years maximum at the most, and is given this unimaginable severance package and then lifelong payment that nobody can even explain. And you know the way it is in Nigeria. There is hardly anybody that goes into public office in Nigeria that can boldly say that, that would say in good conscience that he has not helped him or herself, to the resources of the public. Unless that person is like Donald Trump that was asked at the time, do you ever pray to God for forgiveness? And he said, why would he ask for forgiveness? What has he done?
What did I do?
Yeah, exactly. That was what Donald, and that is the way these Nigerian politicians carry on. They make it look as if all the while that they were in office, that is being a selfless effort. But they know how much they stole. They know how much they continue to steal. And so for people to be given very huge and worrisome retirement benefits, retiring from what? Is it supposed to, if you really want to talk of retirement benefits or pension scheme, how about people who have given 35 years of 35 precious years of their life to public service, teachers, and all kinds of people? They are not given that kind of appreciation. It's almost, they are treated like the old man and the medal. Yeah, something inconsequential for the very substance of laying down their lives for the good of everyone. And then 4 years, 8 years, they are going. You see them loading resources with long convoy. And you begin to wonder what is happening. And it doesn't happen like that elsewhere in the world, only in Nigeria.
What
So
do you feel
Obasanjo
about? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I thought you were
yes,
done.
Obasanjo is quite right about being grateful to Governor Otti. And Otti has been doing wonderfully well.
I was going to
Labour
ask
Party
that.
person, yes, he's
Yeah.
been doing fantastically well. So many obnoxious and annoying stuff that people have put in place in the name of law, self-serving
Right.
law. This guy is reshaping everything, even in terms of roads construction. I remember traveling between Ohafia and the capital, Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. I think there used to be a community along that axis that used to be known as a place that produced so many millionaires in the past. If I remember the name of that community now, I'll let you know. All the way to Aroshuku, bad roads. But since it came, it's beginning to expand roads and fixing them and making sure that communities are connected. So many things it's been doing, even concerning schools, standards, and what have you. You want to wonder what Ojus or Kalu did all the years that he's been godfather of the politics of the state. You want to wonder what successive governors have done, past administrations have done.
Maybe they were building foundation.
What foundation? If somebody is going to lay foundation of madness for 20 years, imagine how long that madness, that craze will last. So
Jesus.
these people, yeah, they were just there to help themselves to the resources of the state. You know. So kudos to Governor Otti, and thanks to thanks to elder statesman, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, for being able to step out to commend this exceptional performance, laudable on the part of the governor of Abia State.
Love it. We need about 35 more of those type of news around Nigeria. How many states are in Nigeria? About 36,
Well,
right?
you have more. The governor of Zulum of Borno State is doing well, trying to serve his people.
Okay.
The governor of Oyo State too is doing well.
Who's that? Sheyi Makinde?
Sheyi Makinde is doing very well.
Okay. He's yet to work on the power plant. What we're hearing from Abia State is that there's no longer up NEPA in Abia State.
In 9 local governments, and it's work in progress.
Okay.
In 9 local governments, no more up NEPA. It is work in progress.
That's
until
good.
until everybody is able to replicate that standard. But how about places like Ondo State, where even Ekiti State, you can commend Ekiti State. Ekiti State gets the lowest allocation from federal pulse every month. But they continue to do outstanding things. You look at the rate of development in Ekiti, compared with Ondo State, where I congratulate the people of Ekiti State. If they had continued with the old Ondo State, honestly, they would have been marked down as the forgotten people. But look at the transformations going on there today. Until today, Ondo State getting allocations from 13% petroleum derivative stuff, getting huge allocations from the Federation Pulse, has nothing to show for it. I hope Ayedatiwa will listen to this and know that he has a task ahead of him, and will not just leave the stage for people like Jimoh Ibrahim with their braggadocio to come and take the people for a ride. Jimoh Ibrahim, if he's so wealthy like he's been bragging and saying with his Harvard PhD, will do, what does that mean? I want to take a Harvard degree. What be bread you know. So there is work ahead for elected officials in Nigeria. but they should think more of the people than thinking of a fantastic and over-bloated pension packages.
Well, thanks for
And they are
bringing me
never,
up to speed
even
on
with
that.
all that, they are never satisfied.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for bringing me up to speed on that. Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to. There's a guy on TikTok. His name is Najashi Madun.
Glory roll.
He always say, "Idi maje." In fact, let me see if I can make you laugh small before you leave. He always say, let's shine some light on it. I think maybe when you hear his accent, you will be able to hear where he's coming from. Let me see. It's Najashi Madun. Let me find him really quickly. Najashi Madun. It sounds like he's from somewhere in Arauke, our area. Let's see. No, I'm calling you. Let's see. There are people mimicking him. I'm seeing a bunch of caricatures.
Yeah, that's part of the tragedy of creativity in Nigeria. You initiate your thing, people will not discover their own niche, their own
they won't
place.
Let you rest.
They want to clone you.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, somebody was asking us, why don't you pattern your show after this person? That person is just unique in his own way, so peculiar. Why don't you leave us with our own pattern?
I love it when they do that. Form. I love it when they do it. We love it when they do that because it means we're doing something. So
that's right.
Right. So please keep telling us why we should do it in another way.
In another way. Right.
Oh, Zinle Oko. On be lawa we pe ṣe single. Only I'm single, but I'm not searching. Oko loko londo.
Me ma ko ma so yan. Hold on.
Èwo nínú yín.
Okay, this is better.
Ló lọ leak lápálàpá tó wà nídìí ọmọ ẹ̀ jáde.
Okay, that's a lot. Let me see if I can get something a little bit cleaner.
Well, it's like this guy is too lewd for my liking, but I don't want to be hypocritical. They are just, they are just being real.
Well, the thing is that he does engage. Okay, let me play this one. This is more about Nigeria politics. He engages in all these conversations, right? Let's see this.
So, I like you sọ̀rọ̀ nípa what has been going on the social media about the individual A that is in Abuja and the individual B that is in Lagos. Please, let us be mindful. Kó má jẹ́ pé àwọn òbí wa tí ò bá wa ní kankan ṣe nípa social media ló máa sunkún ló máa sáré outer scatter lórí problem tá ti kóra wá sí. Ìdí má jẹ́ ó bàjẹ́ ni mo wà.
Shout out to you, brother Ben.
Ẹja sì máa dùn.
All right, so
unfortunately, in as much as I'm able to easily figure out where somebody comes from linguistically because of I'm gifted with, I'm not able to place where this guy is from.
It could be anywhere, basically.
Yeah, you really can't call him an Arauke like that. Yeah, because there are people.
Well, first of all, what is Arauke?
Well, in those days, it used to be the vague description of people that came from interland, Yoruba interland, other than Lagos.
Okay.
Lagos and
not from
Lagos
the water area. They came from from
no
mainland.
Interland. It could be waterland. You could come from what I mean Ilaje, Ikale. Those are water
That's
side.
true. That's
and
true.
Some Ijebu water side. That's not what I mean.
Not from the metro. Not from the metro.
Yes, you're coming from rural Yoruba area. Ijesha, Ekiti, Akure, Ondo,
Iwo, Ife.
Talk more about me, Ibadan. People will not use their what's it called? They're trafficator, and then they'll just stick out their hand and say, "Stop or stop or." You know
So
that yeah,
is
taxi driver
is
in Ibadan.
that sound like some kind of Ocean stuff? Not necessarily Oyo.
Ibadan cab drivers are
Oh,
the ones
Ibadan will
who,
say that. So
yeah,
me.
they'll stop or
Okay.
well, yeah. Shout out to Braba and Joabito God. All that,
Okay.
you know, the way he will make us laugh with all kinds of this stuff.
Me.
Yes, yes.
Interesting.
That's it.
Anyway, Naija sì máa dùn èdè má jẹ́ ó bàjẹ́ làwa wà bó ṣe máa ń sọ nìyẹn.
That's right. That's right.
So
yes,
I
yes.
watch him sometimes. I enjoy just for some cruise sometimes. But yes, thank you for today again. Shout out to Brother Ben. It's in the chat. I guess he's been watching. He said, good job, Uncle and MOP.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciation to you too, Ben.
Yeah.
Thanks for always being there with us. And let us continue to spread this message. Like I've always said, see, this ability does not mean that you lack ability. And that somebody is losing, let me paraphrase the famous American singer. What do you call the singer of I Just Called to Say I Love You?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he once said that a man is beginning to lose the use of his sight. Does not mean that it's without vision. We carry a very strong vision here, and you can be part of what we are doing by making sure that you always hit that like button, you subscribe, you follow us, and share us, and whatever you can do. You may even know about that grant that can make us to expand the space of what we're doing. I do not want to be limited by the fact that I'm legally blind. No. I don't want any pity party. Somebody has always had this erroneous impression that that is the defining height of his life. No way. We are going places and we are in this together. Thank you for
Yay. On
being
that
with us
note,
for this moment.
absolutely. On that note, we'll call it a day. We'll see you very, very soon again. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.